The following program is sponsored by Yaba TV.
Welcome to our beautiful show, the Yaba TV show. My name is Sia, your host. This show is designed to bridge the gap between Africans and African Americans based on first-hand knowledge. And today, our show is very exceptional. The topic is the American Dream. I have with me two young people that are going to give you their distinct opinions about the topic. My first guest is Chike Nweke, the publisher and CEO of Life and Times Media Group. And I also have with me Georgia Cannon Eileen, an independent associate of Legal Shield. Both individuals are going to give us their opinions about the topic, the American Dream. So we have so much to share with you. So tell everybody you know about our fabulous show, the Yaba TV show. We'll be back in a moment. Today, our topic is the American Dream. We have a lot to talk about. I have with me now in the studios one of Africa's best, Chike Nweke, who is really going to tell you about his American dream. So fasten your seatbelts, get a popcorn, orange juice, relax. And Chike is coming your way. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Welcome to our show, Chike.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So our audience, our viewing audience that I've heard the introduction now, some of them are curious to know, who is Chike? Tell us about yourself a little bit.
Okay. My name is Chike Nweke. I'm the publisher, CEO of Life and Times Media Group. Is a media house based in Hollywood, California, and Carson, California. And what we do basically is to tell the story of Africa from the best possible perspective, not as the West tells it, not from all the negatives you hear about Africa, but all the positive and great contributions that Africa and Africans are doing to the world development.
In the diaspora.
Yes, Africa and the African diaspora.
Interesting. Many foreigners that come to this country, this is the greatest country on earth, the United States of America.
Sure.
That is in my opinion. I hope you agree with me.
I totally agree with you.
So many foreigners have a big dream to make it very big here in America. What was your American dream when you came to this country?
I came to this country, I already had an education before I came. I was educated in Nigeria and in England. And, but settling into America can be a challenge. First of all, you have to go through your process of documentation and having your papers. You have to certify whatever degrees, foreign degrees you come with and all that. So I first of all started working in an African restaurant, washing dishes. That was my first job.
You?
Yes, I was.
Interesting.
In the fall of 1996 when I came. And from there, I became a security guard. I took my CBS exam to become a part-time teacher in LA.
Humble beginnings.
Yeah, very humble beginnings. Then from there, I started teaching full-time in Los Angeles Unified School District. But the lure of establishing myself kept calling on me, and I started the Life and Times project in 2010 to celebrate our achievements and to celebrate those of us who are doing great things to develop not just America, but the world over. So that was what happened. So I transited to publishing in 2010. So that is my story, and it's been quite a good run. We have been able to redefine the narrative with other partners like Yaba TV, who are also telling the stories of Motherland from the best possible perspective.
Yes, absolutely. So, looking at the camera, tell our viewing audience, what is your pride as an African, grassroots African, doing what you do, bridging the gap?
You know what? The truth of the matter is that Africa and Africans have so much to offer to the world. It is proven statistics that 1 out of every 6 doctors in America have African origin. And the Africans are some of the best educated demographic that are here. The stories of Africa you hear every day about war, famine, and disease is not true. Abuja, Nigeria is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. We have some incredibly beautiful cities spread all across Africa. The narrative you hear that it used to promote ecotourism about Africa being the dark continent is not true. So the fastest growing economies in the world today are in Africa. And some of the best educated minds in the world today are Africans. In fact, some of the people that are behind the COVID-19 vaccines are African doctors. So why does the West keep perpetuating that negative stereotype about Africa, about a continent where nothing good comes out of and nothing good happens?
And to add to this, it's not like we don't have our shortcomings in Africa. We do.
We definitely.
Some of our leaders, or most of them, they are corrupt.
I agree with you.
But so is the Western.
Yes.
I mean, in a nice way, it's covered. Prejudice, you know, you experience that. So if it's not prejudice, it's corruption.
That's true.
So you can't say one is better than the other.
That's true.
You know? So Africa is a place where it's becoming number one someday, somehow. We're going to try to make that happen. We as Africans that are educated here, that are doing something outstanding here, if we begin to stretch back home and do something and connect with the people back home, I think we can achieve that. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I totally do agree with you. There's a whole big role that the African diaspora can play in changing the narrative of Africa. The truth of the matter is that right now in Africa are emerging some great leaders that are making the narrative change fundamentally. The President Kagame in Rwanda is doing some great work in Rwanda. After all of that bloody era where the Tutsis were killing the Hutus or vice versa, and he came in, and today Rwanda is a thriving economy, is thriving in tourism. Rwanda is an example of what can happen in Africa. Also, the new president in Ghana is doing some excellent work.
As a matter of fact, many African Americans, when you ask them where do you want to go to Africa to visit, Ghana.
They tell you Ghana, yes.
Yes.
They tell you Ghana. Because
the former late President Jerry Rawlings, he did an excellent job to clean up Ghana. We're not going into politics, but on the surface, to what the West know, and to some of the African countries, he has set up an example of corruption and bribery. They got to go.
That's true.
So because of that, many African Americans feel like they can connect with Africa by going to Ghana.
That's true. President Akufo is doing a great job in Ghana.
Yes.
And there are some other shining examples of what can happen for Africa to be that shining light that the world can see. And I know it is going to happen. And like you said, the role of the diaspora is key and is important, because African diaspora can hold African leaders accountable and responsible to bring the dividends of democracy down to the African grassroots and to transform our economies to be economies that are not just dependent on foreign aid, but economies that are productive
self-sufficient.
And self-sufficient. I agree with you.
So for our audience, the viewing audience that want to get in contact with you, Chike, either for they like what you hear about, they like what they hear about your magazine, or the Life and Times media group that you represent, how can they reach you?
We have 2 websites, www.lifeandtimesmagazine.com or www.lifeandtimesnews.com, or they can simply email us at adverts@lifeandtimesmagazine.com.
Okay.
And again, Cecilia, congratulations for getting back to primetime TV. You've been such a dogged fighter and such a shining example to all of us. And may you continue to strive and grow, and don't you ever falter or fail.
Amen. I received that.
Thank you so much.
So you're a little pastor too. We need to take a quick break to acknowledge our sponsors. When we come back, we will continue with the show. Don't go away. Welcome back to our wonderful show, the Yaba TV show. I am your host, Sia. Today we are talking about the American dream. We heard what Chike said about his American dream, and now we have Georgia Cannon Eileen. She is an independent associate of Legal Shield, and we're going to find out all about her American dream. Georgia, it's a pleasure to have you on our show.
No, the pleasure is mine, Sia. Thank you so much for having me here.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, I feel though I'm living the American dream because I'm blessed to have shelter, be able to drive a nice car. Well, actually I have two.
Okay.
I have a
BMW.
You know my secret, huh? And, I work and, and the most important thing to me is that I'm just so grateful that I'm not under a bridge somewhere. Mm-hmm. There's so many people that don't have a place to live, so I'm grateful.
So can you say, Georgia, that you're living the American dream?
Yes, I can.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So tell us, why should people sign up for Legal Shield? As I've introduced you, you're the independent associate of Legal Shield. And this is a company that you have passion, and I say passion for it. Why should people sign up for that?
Well, because, like you said, I have a passion for it, and people need to know what their rights are. Because if you don't know your rights, you don't have any. And just to be able to pick up the phone and have access to top-rated attorneys throughout the United States and Canada, just from a app on your phone, it's incredible.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So you do wills too, correct?
We do. I have a very passionate testimony about the will because my husband became ill and I took him into emergency. So right away the doctor said he has to have emergency surgery and he might not make it off the table. And he turned to me and he said, "Do you have a will in place? Well, do you have your affairs in order?" And sadly to say, I had to say no. But one thing I did have in order was Legal Shield. So I was able to call the law firm. Attorney walked me through everything. So I got the will, the power of attorney, and his health care directive. He did make it off that table, and I was able to take care of all of his medical needs throughout the duration of his life. Very powerful.
I see why you're passionate about Legal
Yes.
Shield. So your little story is touchy.
Thank you.
So, excuse me, can you tell us, have you traveled anywhere outside California before?
Oh, I travel all over the place because of Legal Shield. Yes.
Tell us your experience outside California. I know, for example, when I go to Africa, I'm stepping out of my little comfort zone, the United States of America, and I'm going to Africa. There's no place like home. But on the same token, I'm used to the comfort here. So I miss that comfort when I travel. So it's like I can't wait to get back home. I mean, do you feel the same way?
No, because I love to travel and see different parts of the world. And like I said, because of Legal Shield, because they have incentives for us, and I always win trips. And first of all, they're free. Everything is paid for. So why would you want to come home when you're, like for instance, we went to Cancun and it was a jacuzzi in my room. But just, all joking aside, yeah, after I've had my fun, I'm ready to come home.
So you agree there's no place like home, and this is home.
No place like home. Get back and do Legal Shield.
This lady is so passionate about Legal Shield.
It's in my blood. It's in my blood.
That's your American dream.
Yes, I love helping people because I've always been the type to be taken advantage of, don't know what to do, who to call, where to go, how to take care of situations. So when Legal Shield found me, I just got a passion for it, that now I have help and now can help people that don't have the help that they need, because attorneys are too expensive. So we made it very affordable. That's why I'm so passionate.
Well, Georgia, I see you have this big old sign of Legal Shield saying, "Ask me." So I'm asking you now, how can our audience that are interested to reach you, how can they reach you?
Absolutely. My name is Georgia Cannon Aline, and my phone number is area code 323-804-1105. Again, it's 323-804-1105. And my website is gcaline.wearelegalshield.com.
Thank you so much for your time on our show.
You're welcome.
We need to take another quick break to acknowledge our sponsors, because without them, we don't have a show. So we need to acknowledge them. We'll be back in a moment. Did you have a good time with this show today, The American Dream? We all shared our dreams. Well, I'm sure you probably learned something, or if nothing else, you were entertained because the music video was just totally out of this world. So we want to remind you that our show is every Sunday at 2 p.m. Tell everybody you know about our show. In case you missed our show, you can also catch us on KJLH 102.3 FM on Sundays at 6 p.m. live. Or if you're outside Los Angeles coverage area, you may go kjlhradio.com and click on Listen Live. So Yaba TV is here to bring you information about Africa and America at the same time, bridging that cultural divide between the two, Africans and African Americans, based on first-hand knowledge. Well, I hope you were informed, educated, or entertained today on this show. Till then, we will see you next week at the same time on the Yaba TV show, your contemporary bridge to the motherland, Africa.
The previous program was sponsored by Yaba TV.